Parksville Loop. Not a lot to say about it. Mostly tame, with the occasional puddle to splash through. Other times you've got 40 to 50 yard long, 4-foot deep water crossings. Other times I've seen absolute torrential rivers coming down the paths. But that's a rarity, especially nowadays. A lot of the original sections have been gated off, or are way too much of a hassle. It's best to just go around. Most of the areas that had water crossings have better drainage now. It's mostly just good sights and a good ride. Nowadays, if it hasn't rained recently, there's only one section you might need 4-wheel drive on. I'm sure with 37s or 40s you can make it without any problem. After a good rain though, this section is best just to avoid. And this section is completely avoidable. To practice tread lightly, I won't be disclosing this section's location. Plus, I don't want to come pull you out when you get stuck.
They're coming from...
The loop on a good day can take upwards of 8 to 10 hours to complete. With over 100 miles of dirt, mostly Forest Service roads, there's a handful of non-county maintained roads you'll venture on. There's also a handful of bridges with pretty low capacities, some of them being as low as 1 ton per axle. Old, wooden bridges that creak and crack as you go over them. If you're over 2 tons, it's best to just avoid them and find another route. Not 100% sure who originally mapped out the loop. Some say it was some young gun named Ross. Might have been somebody before him. No one really knows. The loop obviously starts in Parksville, South Carolina. Traveling east to west, it will take you through a number of very small towns. Some so small you blink and you'll miss it. I think the largest town you'll end up passing through will be McCormick, but that's towards the end of the trip. We usually end the trip at Leroy's Ferry, which is a nicer campground with bathrooms. But that's about it. The biggest obstacle you'll encounter will be mud. No steep hill climbs, or rock crawling, or anything crazy like that. A good set of all-terrain tires can get you through 99% of the loop. That 1% being a completely avoidable area. It's always a good idea to bring some recovery gear, and probably a buddy to pull you out, just in case. But I've done the loop by myself a few times, and didn't have too many issues. There really is not a lot to say about the loop. If you want a tame, easy family ride with some camping, the occasional puddle to splash through, this is your ride. Best to avoid it after a good rain, but if you have some knowledge and know how to tread lightly, it can be a good time. Be ready to clean off a lot of mud though. I wish everyone who rides it will treat it like it's their own property. Too many sections have already been closed off. Some of those sections were on public property, but people got tired of other people tearing it up, so they put gates up. Much like all the trails in the surrounding area, the less we travel on them, the better. Tread lightly, leave no trace. This is Landstalker Outdoors, WRUD 530, signing off.